It's Keegan. I hope that you guys are doing well. We are wrapping up 2021 here, and I wish that the state of things was a little bit better than what it is currently. So I just want to say here at the beginning, before diving into the reading, I hope that you are all doing well, that you're happy and healthy. And if you are not happy or healthy at the moment that you find this reading, just know that I'm sending you as much positive energy as I can, hoping that that turns around for you quickly. What we're going to be doing in this reading is taking a look at what 2022 has in store for you. I'm going to be doing this reading for each sign, but I thought what I would do before I dove into recording those sign specific readings, I felt like I wanted to do a reading that was just for my subscribers. And that is a current subscriber who is already subscribed to the channel now when I'm setting out to record this, or for people who subscribe later and find this reading. I'm just going to be tuning into the collective energy of those people who have chosen to subscribe to the channel. And the reason I'm doing that is because, I struggle sometimes to figure out exactly how to say thank you to those people who take the time to watch the videos, interact with the videos, have helped to grow the channel to where it's at, are patient with me when I don't put out any content for a long stretch of time. And so I thought what I would do is just tune into that group of people specifically and take a look and see what the year has in store for you. Now, you can watch this video and then obviously you can go and watch your sign-specific reading. I'm going to do those sign-specific readings so that it's sun, moon, and rising sign. So you have lots of insight into the new year coming up, depending on how much time you want to spend with me. So I just wanted to take a moment in this particular video to say a big thank you to all of you who have, just been around, whether just subscribing or interacting with me, sending me messages. If I've done personal readings for you, I just wanted to say a thank you to you at the beginning. So I did pre-shuffle this deck. What I'm going to do here, now that I'm actually in tune with you guys and I've taken some time just to connect to your energy, I'm just going to take this deck and spread it out a little bit and feel my way through and see, if any of these cards feel like I need to turn them, and then I'll put them all back together into a stack. What I'm going to do here at the beginning is I'm going to take a look and just see what spirit messages want to come through for you specific to 2022. And what I'm going to ask here in terms of specific spirit messages from your guides is I just want to ask what is going to be your biggest spiritual breakthrough during the year of 2022. I think that that is something that would be an awesome thing to take a look at and to see what we get. And then I'm also going to go ahead and take a look at your love and your career. And for that portion, those will actually be posted on my new channel. And I'll put a link to that channel in the description box below. And then I'll also put, I'll put a card up right about here that will link you to that video, which has the love and career portion of this 2022 forecast. And I'll also put a link in the description box to that specific video as well. There is a reason why I've launched that new tarot channel. If you haven't gone there, if you don't know about it, I've tried to get the information out to you guys as many different avenues as I can through social media, through posting in the community tab. I did a video about it, but it's hard to get YouTube to actually send notifications to all of you, and so you might not know about that channel yet. But I have launched a new tarot only channel, and on that specific channel, the only thing that I'm going to post there are tarot readings. And since I'm doing this for the subscribers to the channel, I'll give a little bit more explanation than I'm going to in the general public readings. The reason I'm doing that is because I posted a couple of astrology specific videos, and those videos, some of them did really well. And I got a lot of subscribers who I think subscribed to me just because of that astrology content, which was, kind of humorous content. And they don't necessarily interact or watch my tarot readings as much here. And so I needed to start a new channel that was just tarot and keep that channel really pure just for tarot readings. And then here on this channel, I've been doing a lot of spirituality focused videos lately, and I think that's what will continue forward here on this channel. But I thought that doing these readings with having the first part posted here and then sending people over to the new channel to get the last part of the readings, that was the only other thing I could think of to try to get people aware of that new tarot channel. So spirit messages will be here. If you want to hang out with me more to get insight into your love and career for 2022, again, that link for that video will be down in the description box below, and I'll do that for all of the sign-specific readings as well. So lots of chatting here at the beginning, but again, it's for my subscribers, and I do like to just talk to you guys and hang out a little bit to just get caught up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch you guys over to a different view here. I have a different camera set up so you can see a little bit more closely. I'm just going to fan these cards out, and then I'm going to just go through, pick 3 or 4 cards to get us started, and I'm just going to do that by feeling my way through. And again, we're going to take a look here at what your biggest spiritual breakthrough is going to be in 2022. I have another deck that's off to the side. I have Oracle deck as well if I want to get a little bit more information. And then we'll just move into taking a look at love and career. But again, that'll be on the other channel. So let's go ahead and feel our way through here and see what wants to come out. I'm tuning into the energy of my subscribers. This one for sure. Do this one. And I want to do one more. You know, I'm going to pick this last one by doing a blind cut out of this deck. We'll take this card. I'm going to put that card as my lead card. I'm just going to move this deck off to the side. So this is going to be a sort of top energy card here. And then I'll move these around it so you can see them. And I'm just going to turn these all over and see what we have here in terms of a collective energy. And then, like I said, I'll clarify as I need to pull an oracle card just to get a little bit more insight. So let's see. Biggest spiritual breakthrough for 2022. First card out here, we have the Four of Cups, which is reversed. We have Temperance as that lead card. It's upright, which is awesome. We have the Emperor, also great energy. It's upright here. And then the last card here, we have the Ten of Wands, which is also upright. So let's talk about these a little bit. What I want to do is I just want to show you these cards. I know a lot of people like to see the decks, so I'll try to get you a good view of the card here. So there's that Temperance card. And then around that, we have the Four of Cups, which is reversed. There's that Ten of Wands, which is upright. And then we have the Emperor, which is also upright. So I want to start with this Temperance card, just in terms of that energy of, you know, a big spiritual breakthrough for you for 2022. And I think what's really great about having Temperance here as that main card is it feels like the biggest thing that you're going to learn moving into 22 is that you're going to realize that you do have a lot of control. You do have a lot of power in being able to have some peace and balance coming into your life. And gosh, who doesn't need that, right? But this feels like something that you've struggled with as I'm just tuning into the energy. And I'm saying that because, you know, these two cards actually are the two cards I'm tuning into energetically right now more so. Let's talk about these. Four of Cups reversed, okay? The Four of Cups reversed is really about developing kind of a new outlook on something, okay? It's you know, there's some energy with this card that I'll just mention. It's weak energy, but it is a meaning to this card. And it's coming through. The Four of Cups when it's reversed can sometimes represent energy that's kind of like a bitterness, right? Or like if you don't necessarily connect to the bitterness part of it, being a little bit maybe like apathetic, okay? But it's energy of just not being fully engaged, not being fully connected, okay? That's some energy that's there with that card. But the main energy about this is sort of turning away from that, okay? Developing a new outlook or deciding to take a new direction in some way. And that fits with this energy that I was picking up with the Temperance card, because it feels like you're really going to have this moment where you realize that your attitude and your energy and your thoughts and how you approach life and how you think about the future, those things really do impact your ability to have something that feels like it's a stable life, to have something that feels like it's a life that um, is peaceful. There's so much energy here. And again, I mentioned with the Four Cups and the Ten of Wands here. This you've tried in the past to kind of do it all on your own. To like you've been very reluctant to allow other people to help you. You've been very reluctant to allow other people to even know really what what's going on, like what is burdening you, what is causing you stress. And you've done this to the point that you've worn yourself out. And again, this feels like old energy, but I need to talk about it. Because for some of you, this is going to feel like confirmation, right? You're ending this year, and this is going to feel like very confirmation energy. But I'm reading for the next year. I'm looking at 2022, right? So for some of you, you might just be going through this or just starting to have this awakening, and you'll carry that energy in. So I need to talk about this because when you try to do everything on your own, when you try to just uh, like mask how much you are being overwhelmed, mask how much you are being um, worn down. That's what I'm saying. With the image that I'm actually getting, it's someone who is sitting alone at night, and they're in their mind, and they're trying to think things through, and they're trying to figure out solutions, and nothing's really coming to them. Like they look at the reality of things, they look at the situation that they're in, they're trying to come up with something that's um, a solution or something that will give them some sort of relief. And there's literally just nothing coming to mind. And the reason for that, the reason that that has been your experience, is because when we aren't letting people in and we're not sharing what's going on, we're keeping everything inside and we're trying to just push through it and get to the other side of it. We don't usually get to the other side of it because we can't do everything on our own. We have to have people around that we are able to open up to, that we're able to trust. Okay. And so what happens is when you stay in this Ten of Wands energy, this upright energy, okay, and you don't let this card reverse, because when the Ten of Wands reverse, it means that you finally say no to that. You finally take a break. You finally try something new, right? So these two cards are telling me a story of someone who is realizing, you know what, I've been checked out. Things got so out of control, things got so bad, things got so overwhelming to me that instead of trying to really figure out a solution, meaning letting people know I need help, asking for help, letting people support me, letting people in, I've shut down, right? Now, the Four of Cups, another thing with the Four of Cups is this can be, associated with someone who's isolating. And what happens when we do that is we can't have perspective because we're in the muck, right? We're so stuck in um, the disappointment and the frustration and the stress and being so overwhelmed and burdened by everything that we can't get to this. We can't get to temperance because everything feels like it's out of control. Everything feels like it's unbalanced. Nothing feels peaceful. Okay. So closing this out is awesome. And I'm really happy to see that it's being closed out. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about this card, the Emperor card. I'll hold it up here for you. It's the only card I haven't really talked about, and I saved it for last because I feel like this is kind of this is answering that question that I asked really about like what is that big spiritual lesson? What is that biggest thing that you uncover and master spiritually during 2022? And having the Emperor card come out here is really great because this is a card about stepping into your power, owning your authority over your own life. right? The emperor is always associated with leadership and power, something that a person who has respect. Often this is referred to as like a father figure type card. So for some of you, this is really you stepping into your own power and taking control of your life and picking what direction you want, right? There's a new direction. I want to find peace and I want to find balance during 2022. I want to step into myself. I want to really own my power. And what I'll say here is that, with this card, with the Emperor card sitting here, uh, the only thing that I would say that's coming through to me in terms of potential like obstacle, and I'm going to pull, I put you on a different view here because I'm going to pull a couple of clarifying cards here just to round out this portion of the reading. The only thing that's coming through for me with this Emperor card is that some of you are very intimidated by really owning your own power. Um, what I'm picking up energetically here is that throughout your life, but especially over the past year or two, um, you've really felt like your power has been taken from you, or that your power has been suppressed in some way. Um, and part of that I do feel is what I talked about with the Ten of Wands, which is that energy of um, trying to do it all on your own and not being able to. And for some of you, you've just become um, like it's self-critical energy, but you've judged yourself so harshly in looking at the situation that you've been in and your inability to figure it out that your self-confidence has been weakened, right? I talked about the sort of things being like sort of worn away over time, and it feels like your your trust in yourself and your self-confidence is really what suffered the most. So that's part of what I'm picking up here in terms of what I'm saying. Like, there's an intimidation factor around stepping in fully into your power because for some of you, it's like you couldn't make it happen, and so therefore you felt like, well, I must not be able to manifest. I must not be able to turn things around. My guides must not be there for me. There's all these spiritual questions that you've had in terms of why have I not been able to figure this out on my own. But the lesson for you is that you can't do it on your own. You have to allow people in, and you have to trust that the people who want to care about you and want to be there for you, that those people are going to want to be there for you. That when you reach out to them and you say, I'm really struggling and I don't know what to do, and you know, I've cut myself off from people and I've let relationships sort of wither away and I don't know if I can reestablish them and I've lost touch with people. Reaching out to them is that first step. And if someone's truly meant to be part of your life and part of your journey, especially in terms of like your spiritual journey and your own growth as a person, then when you reach out, those people are going to be receptive, right? The other thing I want to say before moving on to getting some clarifying cards, this just came through for me, and this might just be for a few of you, but they're really emphasizing it. Um, the Emperor card, there's energy here about finally having stability. And what they're wanting me to emphasize to you is that if you've had a life that has been full of instability, right? Because you have okay, look, if you look at these two cards, right? This is about doing it all on your own, being overwhelmed and burdened. This is really about kind of developing that apathetic view about your life. This is about maybe being a little bit bitter about things, isolating yourself, but starting to turn around and try to figure out something new. Stepping into your power, owning who you are, taking control of things, and finding that balance. But if you're someone who has had a life that has been mostly unstable, and you haven't been able to trust in people, you haven't been able to depend on people, you've had a lot of tumultuous experiences in your life, it might be challenging for you to trust that stability until it's been there for a while. Okay. So again, for those of you who are moving into this quickly in 2022, it might take you the full year, all of 2022, to be able to realize that you have stepped into your power, that you have created stability, that you have figured out how to have authority and control over your own life, over yourself, um, and and really be um, like the leader of your own life. And it's funny because obviously we should all be the leader of our own life, right? But so many of us aren't. So many of us do not try to take the lead and map out the life that we want and really go for it. And so if you are someone who has had a fairly unstable life, just know that having some doubts about it is normal. I think sometimes people get really in their head and they think, well, if I have the stability and then I doubt it or I question it, then, the universe will take it away. And that's not at all what's going to happen. That that doubt coming through, that's just more spiritual work for you to do. And so if it's something that has actually been like your whole life, for example, like let's say you had a very unstable childhood, then your inner child might be the part of you that steps forward and says, I don't trust this. I've had this experience before. I've seen it happen where, you think that things have gotten stable and then the rug gets pulled out from under you and don't trust it. For some of you, it might be your shadow side that comes through. Some of you might be dealing with karmic stuff that's coming up around stability in your life. But they really want me to emphasize that it's normal and it's natural if you question that stability or if you can't quite immediately just have absolute trust in it. It's fine if it requires that it's around for a little bit before you're really willing to, uh, believe that it's something that's permanent. But try not to doubt yourself. Really do what you need to do to trust in yourself and have um, a belief in yourself, right? Owning this emperor energy. So I'm going to grab a different deck here. And again, I pre-shuffled this. I'm just going to give it a couple of cuts here just to mix the cards up a little bit. And I think what I want to do is I'm just going to pick two cards. I'm going to do it by doing a cut. I'll just do that here for you. I'm going to put this card here and cut right here. So this is going to give me just a little bit more insight into this. We have the Five of Cups, which is reversed here. And it's right next to this Four of Cups reversed, so that's showing a little bit of a progression. We'll talk about what the card means in a minute. And then we have the Death card coming out here, and that card is reversed. And I'm going to put that over by the Emperor because I really do feel like that's the clarifying card for that. Now, I moved this 5 here just to be able to not have the cards covered, but I do feel like this Four of Cups to Five of Cups is showing kind of a progression that you'll go through during 2022. I want to talk about the Five of Cups specifically. I mentioned with that Four of Cups reversed, that's that energy of kind of moving out of that apathetic, bitter energy and picking a new course, plotting a new path, being open to something that's a new outlook. And I do think it really is about a new outlook about yourself, what your story is about yourself, what you believe about yourself. But the Five of Cups is a really great card to talk about what you're going to go through in the next year, because the Five of Cups, when it's reversed, is really about moving on from something. It's about being in a place where, again, you're finding peace, you're getting some sort of acceptance about the reality of a situation. Um, it's energy where you're allowing hope to come back in. Now, the Five of Cups, this specific illustration doesn't demonstrate it in this way, but the Five of Cups is usually the card that is, someone is looking at three cups that have turned over and spilled, and there are two cups behind them that are still upright, but their focus when the Five of Cups is upright is still on what they've lost. When this card reverses, it's about realizing that you do still have things that you're not starting from scratch. You're carrying things forward with you that are good, and the things that you're leaving behind are the things that you lost. Those things were meant to be lost. Those things were meant to go away because they're allowing for new things to come in, right? Because a lot of what a lot of what you've lost, and a lot of what you're leaving behind as you move into the next year, they were things or people that were really holding you back. I mentioned earlier in the reading about this Emperor card, like feeling like your energy was suppressed in some way. A lot of you have had a lot of relationships that have gone away, whether that's romantic relationships, friendships, connections with your family, and that was something that was really upsetting and disappointing to you, or could have just been very challenging for you to make that happen or to allow that to happen. But you're moving into the next year realizing that that was necessary. That loss was necessary. Those things were necessary for you to be able to move forward. Now, the other card that came out here, and I said I put it over by the Emperor card because, again, I talked about how, for some of you, you're really going to struggle. You're going to struggle with allowing this to really feel like it's something stable, something that you can trust and depend on. Okay. So this death card reversed is talking about that journey, right? There are going to be things that you're going to realize even more than what's already happened, right? The more you venture into 2022, you're going to realize that there are more and more things that you need to let go of. For some of you, that again, that might be relationships, connections with people. Some of you, it just might be that you need to let go of anger. You need to let go of sadness about certain situations. That you need to uh, allow your heart to heal around things that you right now are not really willing to allow to happen. But the death card when it's reversed, just it's not being stuck, but it's being stagnant. Okay, it's holding on even when you know that you need to let go. It's um, getting in a place where uh, you have an up, right? You're having an up and then you slide a little bit, right? It's that concept of kind of taking like not 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, but it's sort of like taking 4 steps forward and then a step back. That's more what the energy is for me, where you make some progress and then you slide back a little bit, and then you make some progress and you slide back a little bit, and that's just going to be it's going to be the theme of 2022 because I mentioned this making change in your life and really being on a spiritual journey, it's not something that usually turns around overnight. When you've really had a lot of time and experience in navigating your experience in this world and navigating yourself and learning about yourself and really learning um, how you self sabotage and what parts of you need to be really focused on and dealt with and healed. And again, like I mentioned, like for some of you, inner child stuff is going to come up. Some of you are really going to be confronted with your shadow. Some of you are going to have a lot of karma. And I've done videos about all those topics recently. So if you're not familiar with those terms, go look on the channel. There's content around that. Um, but as you're navigating that and you learn more about yourself, you can make spiritual changes and life changes happen fairly quickly. But getting to that point where you really do understand yourself and you're really honest with yourself and you've done that spiritual work and you've done healing and you've done therapy and you understand yourself, getting to that point is not something that happens quickly. So I feel like you'll feel more relief with this temperance card, but it's going to be a journey, right? That's what they're showing me. This whole reading, I've just been seeing someone like kind of like walking on a path. So I know this is absolutely about being on the path of a big spiritual journey. I don't sense anything here during 2022. I want to say this. I don't sense anything here that feels like a dark night of the soul, because I think you've already gone through that, right? That's past energy for you. Because like I said, the past couple of years have been kind of tough for you. But you're just going, as you grow, as we allow ourselves to grow, we get uncomfortable because we're stretching ourselves beyond what we've experienced before. So don't, and again, they're saying like, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up if you make some progress and then you backslide, or you make some progress and you hit a wall and you realize, oh, I need to deal with this before I can go forward. Okay, well, that's great, because so many people don't even get to the point where they realize that there's something that they need to deal with, right? So many people don't even realize that they are sabotaging themselves, or so many people don't even get to the point where they realize that they have an inner child, much less what that inner child actually needs, right? So when you get to that point where you make progress and you hit a wall, or you make progress and you slide back and you realize, oh gosh, I did that thing again. That awareness means growth. That awareness means that um, you've made progress. Focus on the progress. Don't beat yourself up just because there's some challenges along the way. Those challenges are part of the journey, and those challenges are what will eventually get you to this, right? To this temperance, to this balance. So I think this is good in terms of taking a look at like your spiritual journey during 2022. I do want to pull an oracle card just for this specific section. I'm just going to do a cut here and pull that. I'll just place it face down for a moment right there. Like I said, I'm going to do more. There'll be a subscriber reading that will be on the new channel. And that, again, that'll be in the description box. And I'll focus on love and career in that specific reading. So if you want to get more insight beyond this, specific to the subscribers, then you can go to the new channel and you can find that. And then also, I'll be posting all these all at once. So You can also take a look at your sun, moon, or rising sign readings if you really want to go in depth, taking a look at 2022 and see what themes come through, if there's anything that's consistent, any patterns with those different readings, or if those readings just contain specific different messages for you. I may be doing the same thing in each of those. Here on this channel for the signs, I'll do spirit messages for 2022, taking a look at really specifically what's your biggest spiritual breakthrough for 2022, and then there'll be a love and career reading that will accompany that on the new channel. So to wrap up this particular reading here on the channel, I'm just going to flip this over and let me put you on the other view. I can get a better close up for you on that one. So this says, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. And I think that is a nice way of wrapping up this reading, because that's what 2022 is really going to be about. It's about you finding healing, letting go of those traumas, really being able to grow and expand, really being able to understand that you're in the driver's seat. You're in the driver's seat, and you really are stepping into that and realizing that you have the ability to manifest whatever type of life you want, to be able to manifest the people into your life that you want, the type of connections and relationships, the type of experiences, the type of career, the type of financial security. You're really stepping into that and beginning to own your power. And that's the journey for you over the next year. And that's a great place to be, because it means that you're really starting to step into yourself, really starting to figure out who you are and what it is that you want, and getting yourself on that path. And that's an amazing place to be in. So I hope that in some small way I've helped with that or contributed to that. I've seen so many of you have huge turnarounds, and so many of you have shared your experiences and insight into your life with me. And so this makes me happy to know that this is where my subscribers are going to be next year. So if this is all that you're watching is going to be this, then I just want to say I hope that your new year is fantastic. I will be around during 2022 here on this channel as well as the new channel. If you do want to watch the love and career reading for my subscribers, that'll be over on the Sacred Ascension Tarot channel. And again, I just want to say thank you to you guys. I love you so much. I appreciate you. And like I said at the beginning, sometimes I really struggle to figure out how to express that and to show it to you guys. But I do hope that you know that. And I do try with these readings to really put in my best effort and really make sure that I'm communicating the messages that come through as deeply as I can. And that's it, I guess. I will move these cards out of the way, and I'll be filming the love and career portion for the subscribers. And just take care of yourself and be gentle and kind with yourself. Okay.